Here we have HY2M's Rick Dom MS-09RS Char's Asnables customized type. This is the extra finish version. This is a build log rather than a step-by-step guide, so the unique features are covered in detail while the normal building steps are skipped. It comes with a bag of individually bagged parts. To simplify the build, each bag has a unique number, which makes finding the right part very straightforward. Here we need to find the part that's in bag 18. All the major joints are bolted together for an extra stiff finish. 2 hex or Allen keys are also provided in the kit for the different size bolts. Those black parts are composed of polyoxymethylene, aka POM, and wrap around most of the articulated joints in the kit. It comes with fully articulated hands on par with any PG. A magnet is included for the left hand, more about why later. The magnet is quite powerful. The extra finish is nice, and the majority of the nubs are hidden on unseen surfaces of the model. But not all. Like most larger kits, the parts just wrap around an inner frame. Even with the outer parts attached, it's still possible to tighten most of the joints. Again, visible nub marks can be seen. Here's the foot, ankle and shin. Again, POM is used to create a socket by sandwiching 3 pieces together and then using bolts to stiffen up the joint. But before tightening too much, the ball joint is popped into place. The ankle is bolted onto the top of the foot. Another bolt is used to connect the ankle to the shin. These need to be quite tight to support the weight of the Rick Dom. I'm going to cover the foot build in some detail to show what's required to construct the lighting effect side of this model. Without the lighting effect, this would be a very straightforward build. As you can see, there are a number of diagrams explaining where the positive and negative connection points need to be attached. I find it best to bore holes prior to building. It makes screwing things together easier. The metal yoke carries a negative charge to the leads. Once everything is in place, we align the positive contacts to the screw point in the center, the negative to the yoke, and then we bend everything into position. Now with a pair of wire clippers we'll remove the excess. What's left over can be discarded. Don't use your normal plastic clippers if at all possible. It's always better to leave slightly more than required. There are 2 negative wires to attach to the yoke. One goes to the power, the other goes to the leg rockets, which we'll see in a moment. The process is very simple. Thread and twist. Aligning all the parts can be a little tricky. The 2 positive wires now need to be wrapped around the center screw. Again, one supplies power while the other one connects to the leg rockets. Then it's just a matter of screwing it all into place. And since the hole is already threaded, it's a lot easier. All the connections need to be tested. 2 LR44s are used for power. It's very important to catch problems early, otherwise large portions of the kit might have to be dismantled to fix a simple connection problem. All the wires now need to be threaded through the plastic hole in the upper foot towards the knee. The leads come in their correct colour, so normal clear plastic is used just to cover them. Again, another quick test. The 2 power wires now need to be passed through that hole. Then pushed into the gap in the plastic so they won't catch on the main knee piece. The length of the wire needs to be checked. With the shin fully pushed forward, there still needs to be a little play left. To keep the wire in place while constructing the knee, I use some tape. This will be removed later. There's another hole in the top part of the knee joint and another canyon for the wires to be placed into. Again, bolts are used to hold and tighten the knee. I've temporarily bolted the knee so it won't fall apart when I'm working. The wire is threaded through the hole and then placed into the canyon. Then the length of the wire is checked to make sure it's not restricting the bend in the knee. Repeating again for the negative wire. We have another gap in the knee to use. Everything is then just bolted together and tightened, leaving a working knee joint. The remaining wires are used to supply power to the leg rockets. This is wired up in a similar fashion to the foot. The legs of the lead are bent into place to stop it from falling out. More power testing to make sure the rockets are lighting. The leg pieces have an extra inner part to help stop light leak. Again, most of the nubs are hidden, but not all. Here we have the leg rockets fully assembled. Now just pop together the rest of the leg. More nub marks. Align the rockets. Now attach the outer armour. Nubby! The two upper leg joints interlock and are attached to the pelvis. Then 2 bolts are used to secure everything into place. There is no option for a display stand. Finally, a black guard at the front. Here we have the main chest light, but this time we need to wire a resistor into the circuit. I believe it's a 1/4 watt with a 51 ohm resistance. The legs of the resistor need to be cut to length, 10 mm on both sides. A good cutting mat makes things easier. Brass rings are provided to secure everything into place. This way no soldering is required. Pop the ring onto the wire, then thread it onto the leg of the lead. Now using a flathead pliers, crimp into place. To help secure, I've wrapped the wire around the foot of the lead. I've bent the LED's foot around both connections to ensure it won't become loose. The negative wire is then crimped onto the resistor. Power testing time. A metal plate was connected to the end of the negative wire. Now both wires need to be threaded through the chest cavity. This is the back of the cockpit. The LED is wired up as before. Inside we've Char. It also comes with the choice of a generic pilot figure. Ass thrusters, oh yeah, giggity. The abdomen pieces connect to the center column that's sitting on a ball joint. This is the main hub. All the power is routed from here. 12 screws are required to hold everything into position. 3 switches are added and all the wires will be attached to those metal fins at the bottom. Here's one of the power switches. 2 end-size batteries will be placed in here. Also, these metal connectors are required for mounting the battery. A ball joint is bolted onto the bottom of the chest. The main battery contacts are now in place and wired up. Starting at the top, the fins on the left are the negative, while the ones on the right are the positive. Then there's also a negative power strip running across the middle, which connects the 3 switches to the negative power. Another resistor is required for the negative fins. This will provide power to the rockets in the back, legs and feet of the kit. Now with a switch in place, the chest is attached to the rest of the kit. The shoulder joint is now clamped into a ball socket made from 2 palm pieces. Now pop on the waist armour. It is starting to take shape. These are the 2 backpack rockets, which is wired and connected through the back. This is the head camera's light. There is another resistor being used here. Checking the connection. Here are all the pieces that make up the head and neck of the RIC DOM. There's a nice shine off the head canopy. The eye camera can be moved left, right, and up. And here we have the completed head section. Everything is now wired onto the chest, and it's a wonderful mess. Those with sharp eyes will spot there's something wrong with this picture, and it isn't that one of the switches is on. And now for the batteries. Finally, it's showtime! What do you mean there's no music? Now the giant bazooka. Here we have the reed switch, or what some might call a magnetic switch. This is used to control the power to the bazooka's eyepiece. The 3 feet of the switch are bent into place to set up a circuit. It uses the same 2 LR44s that have been used for testing. A magnet is used to turn on the switch. Once within the magnetic field, power flows to the LED. But only one of the poles will activate the switch. As seen at the start, the left hand contains the magnet. By positioning the hand, the LED can be turned on or left off. And here we have the RIC DOM in all its glory. While the HY2M RIC DOM is a very nice kit, it does suffer from a couple of problems. With this edition of the kit having a special coating, the placement of the gates becomes very important, and for the most part, Bandai have hidden them well. But the ones on the back of the leg are unforgivable on such a high-end kit. Bandai should have done it right and hidden them all. The original retail price in this kit was 29,800 yen, so even a minor thing becomes a big issue. All the major light effects are around at the back or stuck in the feet, with only the head, torso and bazooka being front-facing. While this is more of a design feature than a problem, the HY2M design team have acknowledged this by including 3 independent light switches, one for the back and feet, another for the head camera, and then finally the torso. Light can be seen through the legs, giving off a kind of glow effect. Now the bazooka works off a separate, clever magnetic switch system, the design of which limits the use of the feature, as it must be held in the RIC DOM's right hand with its left hand grasping the handle to activate the LED. The final negative is trying to get the best out of the lighting gimmicks, the bulk of which are located on the back, plus the ones located in the feet can't be seen while the RIC DOM is standing on a table, and more surprisingly, there's no option for a display stand. So, can I recommend this kit? Well, I wouldn't say it's bad, but trying to get the best out of all the lighting gimmicks will be a challenge, and considering this kit's major selling point is the lighting gimmicks, it leaves a bit of a conundrum, as there's no obvious way to display this kit to its maximum potential. Now, if you're looking for a 1/60th scale RIC DOM, then this is a great kit. The only real stumbling block will be the cost, as the regular retail price is a little bit too much in my opinion. But since the kit is somewhat limited, a price premium can be somewhat understandable, but it's definitely one to watch out for in the sales. Even with all that said, I really like the kit.